Your Excellency, Prime Minister Stoltenberg of Norway, Ambassador Susan Rice, Mr. Ted Turner, Senator Tim Worth, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your warm welcome. And I'd like to particularly thank Ted Turner for his visionary commitment for the United Nations, leading this United Nations. And I'm particularly grateful to Ambassador Susan Rice for her personal and official strong support for the United Nations, for me and the United Nations Secretariat. And I'm grateful to President Obama and his administration for his steadfast support of United Nations. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure and honor to be part of this very important gathering this evening, honoring distinguished leadership people who have been working tirelessly for humanity. And I highly support and applaud their leadership. I've been looking forward to this occasion every year under the leadership of the United Nations Foundation. For me, it is always a special pleasure to be among such good friends of the United Nations. Tonight, we celebrate such global leadership. Prime Minister Stoltenberg, a champion for multilateralism, and all of our work from women's and children's health to sustainable energy to peace and security around the world. I was in Oslo just last month, where we had excellent, very successful meeting and campaign and initiative on Energy Plus. Asma Jahangir, Rex Tillerson, our own United Nations Susanna Malkora, and Linkin Park. And I had a very good meeting with the Linkin Park this morning. I don't know who is more popular, but I admit that I'm much, much less popular than Linkin Park. Can you believe that they have 36 million fans in their Facebook and 600,000 followers on their Twitters? So we need your global reach in promoting our goals. Again, thank you very much. But ladies and gentlemen, I must admit that I wasn't always so hip. Some years ago, my daughter said that, well, Dad, I like Linkin Park. Is that the Korean? You know, there are many Mr. Parks in Korea. So I thought that they were Koreans. You can understand that my generation, you know, I stopped listening all rock music after Elvis Presley. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you agree, those we honor this evening are true champions of the global good. Let me also say, however, the tribute do not stop with tonight's award winners. I would also like to shine the spotlight on all of you, starting with the UN Foundation and United Nations Association. Ted Turner, Tim Worth, I want to really thank you and your entire team for your fantastic work. And I must recognize Kathy Kelvin also for her leadership. You always make an enormous difference every day, every year, and we are deeply grateful to you. And Mr. Turner, Ted, you have set the gold standard for leadership. I love your motto, in fact. I quote, lead, follow, or get out of your way. You have led, and it is an inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, one and all, this has been an extraordinary year. In so many ways, we have entered a new and different world. Last week, I participated at the G20 summit in Cannes. As we see all around us every day, the old economic order is changing, almost faster than we can keep up. Before that, I was in Libya, very briefly. And there I assured the country's new leadership and their people that the United Nations would help them along the road to democracy and a better future. We will be with them every step on the way. These are just two of the immense challenges before us now. As I see, never since its creation has the United Nations been so needed. Never has the possibilities of shaping a better world been so large. And never has it been so clear that we can only do it together through partnerships, the broadest possible partnerships. That's what you are building every day in your work. By telling the UN story throughout the country, by reminding taxpayers of the value, vitality, and enduring relevance of the United Nations, by making the case that the world needs US leadership at the United Nations and elsewhere. We all understand why I raised this issue. At UNESCO and potentially elsewhere, that partnership is being tested. For the United States, any reduction in support for the United Nations translates directly to a loss of influence. And for the United Nations, any loss of funding translates directly to a loss for those who can least afford it, the world's poorest and most vulnerable people, most of them women and children. I'm confident that together we will find practical and common sense solutions. We cannot let narrow political divisions undermine the indispensable work of the United Nations for all of the world's people. To this evening's award winners, once again, my sincere congratulations and my strong commitment to work with all of you. And again, my deepest thanks to all of you for supporting the United Nations. Thank you very much.